So Sean, the season is finished. At the end, unfortunately, we find ourselves relegated. Obviously not what we had hoped for. How do you think the season went?
Disappointing, of course. It's been a lot of inconsistency. When depends who you speak to. I speak to a guy a lot of the day, and people still ask, "How'd your season go?" No good. But people say, "But you were doing well last time I spoke." And that sort of sums it up a wee bit. We'd went through a good spell, and then we went a longer spell, not so good. And then another good spell, and then again, we just never done enough. And these spells, we probably had 2 good spells of the season, covering maybe 5-6 games. Ultimately, it's not enough. And our inconsistency let us down. And that's really disappointing. We never took enough points against teams running about us. Performance-wise against the sort of higher up teams were good, but we never took enough points against the teams running about us. I think ultimately that's cost us a lot.
We had a point deduction at the start of the season, which maybe helped us stay up if it didn't happen. Do you have any other regrets or things you would have changed from this season?
Aye, loads to be honest, and I think that's just the nature of it. I think if you come out and people saying the regrets and all that stuff, but all I've done is look back and think about stuff I'm disappointed in myself, Well, then that's the first thing I look at. Things that I would have done, or should have done differently. I'm disappointed. I think I let my standards down, and that means that I accepted a bit too much. I should have been a wee bit firmer probably. I'm disappointed a lot to do myself. No really looking at blaming other people or anything like that. The first thing I'll do is look at myself, and I'm disappointed with how my seasons went. Commitment, everything, all that's always there. That's never in doubt. But disappointed that at times I felt like we never had an identity. We didn't look like a team that had a style of play at times, which disappoints me. I don't like that. My teams have always had a style of play, and I think we come away from that a wee bit. Now, that probably is through a lack of confidence at times as well for wanting us to play. A lack of confidence obviously inhibits that. The boys go in themselves a wee bit, and that's disappointing. But I should have helped the boys a bit more. I should have got their confidence up a bit more. But listen, it's one of the ones. Last season I was the best manager in the world, and this season I'm the worst manager in the world. And I'm actually a better manager this year now. I'm a better manager right now than I've ever been. But unfortunately, it's through learning a lot of hard lessons, and that's what this season's been about. But that goes for the boys as well. We've got to be so. This isn't a nice period, you know. I feel like I'm just miserable, crab it every day, and that'll probably be the same for a wee while. But that's where we are. We're passionate people. We love what we're doing here, and it's a big blow to the ego. It's a blow to ourselves, and it's disappointing, but it's not fatal. And I always say that it's not fatal. Good thing with football is we're going to get another chance to go again. So listen, the hard work's starting. Put it that way. We're working hard already, and it's to put this right. I'll not be letting myself down again the way I have done this season.
Although the bitter ending, we had some great moments through the season, from beating Johnson Borough in the Scottish Junior Cup to a heroic comeback against Wishaw. Could you pinpoint a favourite moment from the season, and what can you take away from this season?
Do you know, it's weird. I spoke to the boys, and obviously there's been a lot of reflection, and I'd like to think we're on the same boat. We're all having the same thoughts, and how we've let ourselves down, and things we should have done better. But it sounds silly, but this season, just for pure moment wise, not in the grand scheme of everything, in the grand scheme of things it's my worst ever season, but just pure moment wise, some of my best moments in football have came this season. I don't mean going on winning things and all that. I mean in being with a group of boys that I really care about, be a group of boys that really matter, who in the changing room. Johnson Borough, after that game, you see the scenes down here on the park. Johnson Borough are a big team, and then it was a good scalp for us. The performance was excellent, But that obviously out here everybody's seen it with the fans and we get good coverage and that. But there's a clip, I don't know if it's out in the changing room, just the boys, just all the boys, just together, and you can't fake that stuff. And that I wasn't jumping about it. I was just sort of standing at the door watching them, but it was a great feeling. It was excellent, and that early in the season, how close they were. Coolsith away, with a goal down, and coming back, winning the game. The fans there, the fans had travelled. I think the fans had came. They go to train, they go to a bus, and then they get a taxi to get to Coolsith. And then that knows me knows that I'm usually there a couple of hours early before games, home or away, and I go to Coolsith and the fans were already there, which was just incredible. So to win that and be over with him after it, and obviously the fans were delighted and giving him a clap as they deserved. That was just, they had great feelings, they were brilliant feelings. But of course there's a lot of regret in the season. There's a lot of disappointment that we never made that consistency. That would have, would have helped us a lot, of course. But as you say, for pure moments, there'll be some incredible moments this season.
As you say, the fans followed us everywhere this season, from Ardeer to Tayport. How thankful are you of them and their continuous support of this club?
That it's what makes the club definitely different. We're definitely different, but it's what makes the club special as well. When they are here and when they're in full voice, they are passionate, and I say it all the time, it's their club. They are very passionate, and sometimes it's no shy in telling you, and that's fine. I don't mind that. I'm a big boy, I can handle it. But when they're behind you, when they can affect things, they can affect you, give you that buzz, that boost, and they have affected the other team as well. But just the support, and it's not just during the game, it's constant, it's all week. As I say, I've said it before, I get people texting who's injured, who's suspended, and that's fans that are asking me, or messaging you on social media or stuff like that. And it's just that they're so passionate about it. And it's been a hard season for us, it's a hard season for us, but it's a hard season for them. I mean, we're down here, we're down to play. These guys are paying to get in here and watching their team getting beat a lot of the time. So for them to keep doing it and keep coming, it shows you what they think of the club. And we've spoken about it, it's alright in the good times and praising them and all that. But listen, we're having a bad season, and they've came and they've backed us, and we know that there's some people that just. There's one with Carol Thompson. She's unbelievable. She's always supports. She always there to pick you up. She's a local businesswoman. She sponsored us. People like that, there's loads of them. But Carol's just one that sort of stands out, and there's so many of them that are unbelievable. And you just wish you could have done better for them, but at the same time, it's just another one of the regrets that we're adding onto this season.
You signed a contract extension, you stay in charge into next season. Was there any doubt about your decision?
Truthfully, yes. It's easy to say any doubt about it and come in here and give it a line, but it's not true. Of course there was doubt. I'd imagine there was doubt in the committee's mind whether they wanted it. I had a meeting last week with Peter Billy, the chairman and secretary, and I says to them, listen, things will need to change, like the whole club needs to change, and that includes myself and includes on the pitch. From top to bottom, everything needs to be better. And it's alright saying that, and it's alright just putting words out there, but I had a couple of things that I say is this needs to be done, that needs to be done. Now, I'm happy to stay if that's what gets done, and if I'm allowed to do things that I need to do. And I says to them, I said, go away and speak to the rest of the committee and have a vote. And they went and they done that, and they come back and they decided they wanted me to stay. So I appreciate that, and it's good to have their backing. But at the same time, listen, it's of course you've got to look at everything. You've got to look at the big picture, and you always need to do that. I'm not stupid. I need to be analysed as well. I need to be looked at. Same way the players get analysed, I'll get analysed, the committee will get analysed, and of course you've plenty of thoughts. But I think it's better. It's better to have these thoughts and have that gone two ways, because then it's you've gave it real thought. The real thought is, can we improve this club? Can we make things better? Can we lift it up to the next level? Because anybody knows me knows I don't want to just be here for the sake of being here. listen, I've not been on holiday for 6 years. See, if I wasn't the manager next season, I would go on holiday, man. You know what, like, it's not that we need to be here, like, this is what we want to do, we want to do it properly. There's other things you can do in your life. This is what I want to do. I want to manage Ardeer, and I want to make this club successful. There's a lot that's got to go into that. But it wasn't an easy decision for myself, and I'd imagine for the committee either. But they made their decision, they wanted me to stay, and after speaking to Michael and my coaches and things like that, then we decided it was the right thing to do as well. And listen, the biggest thing, we don't want to go here losers. We don't want to be losers at Ardeer, and we want to get this club sorted and get it going back up the way again.
Coming to the end of the season, the squad was quite thin. Can we expect to see additions over the summer to the team?
That was disappointing. Do you know, it's for a club like Ardeer, we're limited, mega limited what we can offer anybody, and everybody knows that. So what we've always had is, we've had your core group now of the 20s that come in and either sometimes fill a bench, but then they've come on and they've had their chances as well. So we're under 20s, obviously folding February, I think it started February. It did leave us short, and it was a thin squad. So that's something that's got to learn, and we're going to need to change how we do things now. We're going to need to bolster the squad. Now we've got 2 people coming in already that we've spoke to who have not been announced yet. There's a lot more than that in the pipeline that they're not signed yet, but we're well on the way with talks with them. So of course, listen, we need to, and it's not just about bolstering the squad, we need to make the first 11 better. That's what it always is. It's about how can we make the first 11 better. We've got a core group here that's good. We all need to do better. That's players, coaches, as I say, committee, everybody. We all need to do better. That's on the part training. Talking about standards, my standards have got to be a lot higher, and I've got to demand a lot more for the boys. If I'm not demanding them, I'm not doing them justice either. So it's not going to be a case of get rid of a full squad, because that's not how I see it. I see the boys are good. The boys that we've got are good players. I could have done better by them, and they could have done better by themselves. But I say, if the boys learn the lessons that we need to learn for this season, then that group of boys that we've got there now will do well for us, and we need to add in a few to help them, and that's what the plan is.
Playing in a new league next year, what can we expect to see in the West of Scotland Football League Division 3, and how tough will it be to adapt despite being a division below?
Well, we know a lot of the teams that are in the league. Played Avivix pre-season last year. We were in the same league as Dalry. We played Port Glasgow in pre-season last year. We know a lot of these teams in it, and listen, it's always hard to have games. Now, I think what you're going to have there is maybe 7, 8, 9 teams that believe they can go and win the league. So it's not going to be a case of just go down and then I'll just throw it and bounce back up. We're going to need to dig in really deep. Now, again, these teams all have got to believe that. I know the guys at Dalry, I know Chris, I know the Avivix, their plans will be to win the league next year. I don't doubt that at all, and quite rightly so. Obviously, I think Lanark were close to going up as well. They're going to be looking to go one better this year. So there's a lot of teams. Greenock Shettleston going down, Glasgow United going down, they're not going to let stay down either. There's going to be a lot of good teams in the league. Everybody should be looking to go up, because I keep saying it right now, 0 points, 0 games played. Why would you not look to go up? Why would you not look to go and do as best you can? We're on the same boat. We've just got to make sure we're doing the stuff to make us better. That's on my side, that's on the players' side. But if we do that, we can have a really exciting year. A couple of months when pre-season starts, or a couple of months, 4 weeks, pre-season starts. Then hangovers away, this is done, and it's about look forward. It's about making it exciting again. It's a bit of freshness, a new identity to the club, and new faces on and off the park, and everything exciting and going forward. And as I say, if I didn't believe we could have a good season, then I wouldn't be here. I'm not just here just to get my day in. I'm here because I believe that we could go and do something special next year.
Obviously in the first team, not what we wanted with relegation this year, but off the park, we've got the youth teams being added this year. How happy are you with that development?
They're the shining light of this club now. The youth academy is the best thing about Ardeer Thistle. For them coming in, the enthusiasm has been brilliant. The teams that they've brought over, just the people, the kids, it's unbelievable. They've gave this place a new lease of life, and we need to accommodate them and we need to look after them, but they more than do enough for themselves as well. I can't speak highly enough of them. They've been an absolute pleasure to work with. They've got a real drive to push the academy forward, but to push the club forward as well. You know, I could go through names, but I'm not going to, because there's that many of them that are doing excellent work. I tell you, you have the conversation. One of the big things about staying was the youth academy, working with these people, the enthusiasm, and he did that. You know what it's like. We've taken a few shots this season, and we're a wee bit sore, we're a wee bit groggy now, and maybe just want the season finished. But they've gave us a good injection, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do, and I think that they're so keen to get in here and get stuff done down here and help out everybody, and they're big on everybody pulling together, and that's what I love. I want us all to be a tight group. I want the kids doing mascots, ball boys, ball girls, everything we can be, and you've hit the head. They're a credit to the club, definitely.
Thank you for your time, Sean.
Thank you.